welcome back to my channel. My name is Melissa, and today we're gonna dive into another haunted locations in South Africa from a South African. So we're gonna continue this series a little bit for Halloween. So today we're gonna be talking about the Voortrekker Monument. So this is a lot of Afrikaans words. So if it sounds a little weird or if the pronunciation's a little weird to you, it's because I'm actually Afrikaans. So I'm going to be reading a little bit of history for you guys about the museum, and I've actually been there like a couple of times, and I actually still have some photos. So I'll make it like a cute little compilation of all of the images, and I'll insert it at the end of the video, so if you're interested in seeing what the museum looks like, you can stick around till the end of the video and I'll show you. So for the history, the Voortrekker Monument is located just south of Pretoria in South Africa. This massive granite structure is permanently located at Hilltop and was raised to commemorate the Voortrekkers who left the Cape Colony between 1835 and 1854. On 8th July 2011, the Voortrekker Monument, designed by the architect Harald Moerdijk, was declared a Natural Heritage Site by the South African Heritage Resource Agency. The idea to build the monument in honor of God was first discussed on 16th December 1888 when President Paul Kruger of the South African Republic attended the Day of the Covenant at Danskraal in Natal. However, the movement to actually build such a monument only started in 4 April 1931, when the Central People's Monuments Committee was formed to bring this idea to fruition. So for those of you, I did actually make a video about Paul Kruger House, so if you're interested in watching that, I will link it down below for you guys. Construction started on 13 July 1937 with a saturning ceremony performed by the chairman of the SVK advocate Ernest George Jansen, which later became known as Monument Hill. On 16th December 1938, the cornerstone was laid by 3 descendants of some of the Voortrekkers leaders: Mrs. J.C. Miller, granddaughter of Andries Pretorius, Mrs. K.F. Ackerman, granddaughter of Hendrik Potgieter, and Mrs. J.C. Preller, great-granddaughter of Piet Retief. The monument was inaugurated on 16th December 1949 by the then Prime Minister D.F. Malan. The total construction cost of the monument was about 360,000 euros, most of which was contributed by the South African government. The construction contract began awarded by Rubex after its incorporation. Okay guys, so that's a little bit about the history of the museum, and it is a National Historic Site, so it's pretty cool. It's really interesting to go there. There's a lot of really interesting exhibits, and a lot of which was also a little bit modified and changed over the years. There's also a lot of gruesome imagery that that's why they removed it, because it was really horrifying, and they actually still kept those stones so you can still see them, but they're just not on the wall anymore with the others. So it's really interesting there. There's a lot of creepy and eerie vibes. I mean, there's like real things in the museum like that was used during like war and during the Voortrekker era. So there's clothes, weapons, and ox wagons, and just a lot of like cooking type things, you know, like pots, cast iron pots, things like that they used. And it's really eerie to like see all of that. Most of the clothing is on mannequins, and it's like in this little picturesque layout. But the reason why I want to talk about this place being extremely haunted is theorized that most historic locations has some sort of paranormal things associated with them. However, I had a very, very creepy experience while visiting the Voortrekker Monument. I mean, I've been there for like a school field trip once, and afterwards I've been there, I think, again once with family, I think. And then I was there with my fiance, and it was really creepy. Like, nothing really strange happened at the place. I mean, the place is a really, really big building. It's a really tall building. There's a lot of stairs, a lot. But luckily they actually put in elevators, but the first time I was there was no elevators. So they put in elevators now, but only on some floors. I've never been to the complete top of the building because it's just so high and I'm scared of heights. Okay, so while we walked around, we didn't really notice a lot of weird activity because the time I went with my fiance, the museum was relatively quiet, whereas the other times I've been there, it has been more crowded. So there was definitely some eerie vibes, especially near the one area where I mentioned where they kept the old slabs that they took off the wall, like this lantern that burns forever that they just keep there. So near that area I got some weird vibes, okay? So nothing out of the ordinary really happened further. I just remembered getting really teary near this one certain slab stone where it's depicted some of the Zulus that attacked the Voortrekkers. They basically murdered a couple of babies, that they had like these spears, and then you just see the spears going through the children, which is really horrific and graphic. And you know, it's just, I felt so sad and so teary because just being an empath, feeling that, I mean, that's why they took it off the wall, but I mean, you can still view them there in the separate area, and it's just really sad to see that. So further, while we were there, nothing really strange happened. So we just went about our day. We enjoyed our little visit to the museum. We looked at all of the exhibits. I'll include all of the pictures at the end, like I said. But the weird thing is, like, what happened after we left the museum, not while we were there. So we went home and everything was still fine. We had a really great day. I mean, it was like a little date, you know, it was really fun. And then we just went to bed that night as normal. And then later that night, for some reason, I just woke up. I don't know why. It was really unexpected. In the middle of the night, something just woke me up. When I opened my eyes, I saw this demonic creature sitting in the corner. It was like hunched over, and it was really gruesome looking. It was like this rotting flesh, and there was like chains and hooks and things like through the body of this thing, and it was like kind of deformed, you know, like the limbs looked very disproportionate, you know, it didn't really look right, but it just looked so rotten, and there was like this weird smell. And I just looked at the creature and I was kind of like frozen. I didn't know what to do. My fiance was sleeping next to me and I was trying to wake him up, but I was so frozen in fear that I couldn't really like reach for him. So I just ended up staring at the creature for what felt like forever, and then the thing started moving a little bit and side to side, and I started panicking. I was like, no, what's gonna happen, because I was like half paralyzed there in the bed, and I just looked at the creature and I was like, what's this gonna do? You don't belong here, just go away. This was just going through my head. I couldn't even speak. And then the thing rushed towards me. It basically pounced and basically just, it looked like it was gonna grab me. It was so scary. And right then I got out some shriek and something. My fiance woke up, he turned on the light, and the thing was gone. I was so rattled. We stayed up for a couple of hours after that. He made me some coffee or hot chocolate or something, and yeah, we just relaxed. We just watched a little calm film or a video. I think it was a series that we watched, and he just tried to calm me down, and I actually ended up sleeping on his side of the bed and he slept on my side of the bed, because the side that he slept on was like against the wall. So now I was against the wall and he was like the one sleeping on the edge. So that was really, really scary and really creepy. And I wanted to add it in this haunted location video because actually I wanted to talk about this on my paranormal experience on that series, but I thought, like, since I'm doing the haunted location series, I'm gonna add it on here, because I also did talk about another demon experience I had on my other series. I'll link that down below if you're interested in watching that, because it was also really creepy. Like, seeing demons, I mean, actually, like, after a while you kind of get used to it, but it's kind of startling when you see them because they look so really scary and they don't look right. So it's really startling if you just see one out of nowhere. but after a while you kind of get used to how to handle situations like this and how to get them to like leave, because they actually, at the end of the day, they don't really hold any authority, and you can't ask them to leave because they're the ones who doesn't belong there. So yeah, that's what I experienced there, and now I'm kind of scared to go back there. But again, it is really cool to see the history of where we live and where I grew up, and just to see all of the incredible history. So I'll be adding a little compilation of all the images that I took that day, and I will add them. And if you guys see anything weird or odd, if you can like see auras, or if you just see like figures or orbs or anything I missed, then feel free to tell me in the comment section, and then I'm probably going to read the comments and I'm going to be freaked out all over again. But yeah, you actually kind of get used to like having paranormal experiences. It's kind of like become a really normal thing for me as a spiritually gifted person. So that's all that I have for this video, guys. It's a little shorter than the others, but like I said, I will add the compilation, so I'll make this video a little bit more lengthy so you guys can just watch the images. I'll put a little bit of music with it, and you guys can just vibe and just get into the history and the feel of what it is like to be at the museum. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bless, guys. Bye!